Hello and welcome to the new video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over how to gear up as a tank. I'm going to go over armor, weapon choices, stats, gems, and all of that. So before I start on this one, um, if you are planning to play as a tank in this game, one thing you should know is that you are very useful in PvP but completely useless in PvE. And so what that means is that if you do not have a guild or a group of friends that will help you gear up, then do not play full tank. Go play a DPS or a healer class. But if you do have some friends to play with and you want to be a tanky boy, then here you go. Let's do this. Alright, so first, armor and weapon choices. So, as a tank, your best armor choice is going to be cloth. The reason why is because with cloth, you are very resistant to crowd control, which is useful for somebody who's on the front line of PvP. You also get extra resilience and decreased mana cost. The reason why we don't play with plate anymore is because plate armor basically depends on its high physical defense for tanking. But the problem with that is this thing called charms. Basically, as a plate tank, if you get charmed, your physical defense is completely eliminated and you are naked and afraid and squishy. And so it's better to rely on received damage instead of just pure physical or magic defense. Now for your weapon choices, basically as you start out, you're gonna obviously want to have a shield with physical defense, and then for your main hand weapon, it doesn't really matter. But eventually what you want to get to is you want to have the Searing Oath Katana, because this weapon gives you 3% damage reduction. And so as a tank, this is basically the most tanky weapon you can have. And then you're going to want to get the Library Shield, which is a Disciple Shield, which can upgrade to the Immortal Warden Shield, which is the shield that you get from Ibn Sanctuary. And this is the best shield as a tank because it gives you a really nice pulling ability. Now for your stats, stamina, that's it. Stamina is going to increase your health, physical and mag defense, health rate, health regen, and shield block rate. For your migration, subtract from strength, and then agility. You want to keep as much intelligence and spirit as possible. Now for your weapons, so for your gems, you're going to want to take physical defense on your right hand weapon and your bow. On your shield, you want to take max health. And then for your stats, stamina, attack speed, cast time. Since you don't do damage, you don't need any crit damage, crit rate, defense penetration. So attack speed and cast time is your best bet. And then for your Lunar Frost, you can take the aggro Lunar Frost on your main hand, physical defense on your shield, range skill damage on your bow just for the gear score. Also note that these only apply for Haram. When you get the Searing Oath and Library Shield, there are no stats for you to change. So this is only for Haram. Now for your head and hands, you're going to want stamina, receive melee, and receive mag damage. You'll notice that there's no receive range damage here. That's because if you're a tank, archers is not something you should worry about. Range DPS doesn't exist to you. So just get receive melee, receive mag damage. You can also do with resilience and max health. For Lunar Frost, casting delay when hit is great. Physical defense gems. And then for your hands, you can get the Earth Lunar Drop. For your chest, feet, and pants, same stats. Stamina, receive melee, receive mag damage. Resilience and max health also work. For your chest, 3% damage reduction. For your feet and pants, toughness and Lunar Frost. Resilience in your chest and your feet, toughness in your pants. Belt and wrist, so stamina, toughness, and receive healing. Earth Lunar Drop for stamina. For your belt, I would suggest getting the silence, the stillness gems. These are for witchcraft. As a tank, you'll be playing with witchcraft a lot. If you don't play with witchcraft, then I would say first of all start playing with witchcraft. But if you still just don't want to play witchcraft, then you can take physical defense, but play witchcraft. For your wrist, the escape gems are really good for being more CC resistant. You can also go with the trauma gems to increase impale and stun duration. As a tank, your job is to basically CC your enemies, and this is going to help you with that a lot. You can also use movement gems or physical defense. Now for your instrument, for maximum survivability, physical defense, you can take in your instrument. However, I would say as you get a higher gear score, you get to a point where you don't need that much physical defense because you just don't take enough damage. So in that case, I would go for attack speed gems. These will decrease your global cooldown, and for a tank, it makes a big difference because it basically makes your combos faster. For your stats, stamina, shield block rate, and evasion. And for Lunafrost, since you don't really do damage, you can take anything. But since you're a cloth, take the one with physical defense. Now for your cloak, you're going to want to take the twin tail cloak. This is going to give you shield block rate. So at Ethereum, you want to make sure you have stamina, and then the other two stats are going to be whatever. Once you awaken a Delphin Head, you're going to get the fourth stat. It's going to be max health or magic defense. Since you are cloth, you're going to have a ton of magic defense, so I would go with max health, because max health is always beneficial. And then once you awaken up to Einad, you can reroll those two other stats to resilience and received healing. Once you awaken to Aranor, it's going to be the same. And then once you awaken up to Aranor, Radiant Aranor, you'll get a fifth stat. And for that fifth stat, I would take either health regen or fixed damage reduction. And then you're going to want to take the perfect Earth Lunafrost for more stamina. For your costume, as a tank, you can take any costume. It doesn't have to be magic necessarily. But for your stats, the most important stat is receive damage, and then receive melee, magic, and range damage. If you have those, it'll be even better. And you want toughness for PvP damage reduction. You could also do with physical defense, magic defense, receive healing, resilience, and max health. And then Enox Lumistone is going to give you the most tankiness. For your undergarments, same thing. You're going to want to receive melee, magic, and range damage. These are the most important stats. Resilience and toughness for the other two. But you could also do with max health, receive healing, physical, and magic defense. And then for your gems, you're going to want to match whatever gems you put in your instrument. So attack speed or physical defense. And then stamina from the Secret Earth Lunar. For your necklace, there's pretty much only one necklace that you're going to use, which is the Proven Warrior Necklace, Arcane Evernight, for that 6% damage reduction and that juicy stamina. And then Lunafrost, same thing, take whatever with physical defense. Earrings, stamina, receive damage, and max health. Earrings, Lunafrost, same thing, whatever physical defense. For your rings, you're going to want, it shouldn't be intelligence, it should actually be stamina, attack speed, cast time. You can also do with physical and magic defense. And then for the Haram ring, receive damage, toughness, and resilience for maximum survivability. And then Lunafrost, same thing, anything with physical defense. Alright, and that's all.